think that should be a part of it. I think it
Yeah,
should be like, we're recording now.
That way you'll know when the show starts, when the
Yeah.
actual show starts.
Is it just me, or is when we first started this out, that beep to let us know it was recording was loud as fuck, and now it's just like a whisper kiss. Is anyone else feeling that way, or?
It was a lot a couple of times.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
So I know we're here. First of all, happy Pride Month, everybody. I know that we were going to take a break from the Victorian era. However, now I will let you know this is not.
We were going to take a break, Roy. I don't understand how we're back here.
We're back here because the recipe literally made me go like, oh, hold on. I wish this would focus on Courtney's face right now for
While I deep and heavy sigh over and over as close to the mic as I can get.
Yes,
I'm physically.
You're not getting it.
Starting yet 2 days ago, I got very physically ill, and I think it's the fault of these videos. I think that's what it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
But a video came up on my recommended feed from them that just was released called "How to Make Sad Cakes the Victorian Way." And my question
That's just cakes.
I'm fucking furious.
That's just cakes. That's
Making
just a
me say the
Victorian
F
making
word.
cakes.
For the children of YouTube.
But
they
here's
all
the
have
thing.
the consumption like I do now. It's just making a cake. Congratulations on your consumption.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, though. I watched the video. It's not gloopy. I was shocked.
Well, that's why they're sad.
Courtney is in absolute confusion.
I don't believe you, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it reminded me that there was one video I said I was going to show you from them that we did not watch.
That doesn't mean you have to. You
But
showed so many in lieu of that one.
It's a completely different person. It's not. It's
just like Steven Urkel. Isn't Steve Urkel that kind of completely different?
It's not even the same. It's not even the same actress. It's a new character. It's not Marianne, and it's not this chef.
Well, if it's not Marianne, I don't even fucking want it.
But you'll love her.
The chef
name.
was getting her stomach pumped after a night in the meatpacking district.
Yes.
But you'll love her. You'll love her name. I'm going to save the name until she's introduced. But we were going to learn how to make butter the Victorian way. Then I have a palate cleanser at the end. Are you too familiar with a series that used to be on YouTube called Punchy Players?
No.
Punchy Players did some great impersonations of the likes of like Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, Ann Miller, Julia Child, you name it, they're there. We're going to watch a little amuse-bouche from them afterwards.
Isabella Rossellini.
No, they
I
didn't.
would watch her do a Victorian recipe.
You said you name it, they're there. I named it.
Yeah. If she could wear those jewels that she wore in
from
Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
They didn't.
The ones where her boobs were real hard so she could just have jewels on them.
They didn't do an Isabella Rossellini, but they did do a video of Lady Elaine Fairchild auditioning for Mary Poppins.
Huh.
That's not Isabella Rossellini.
I bet she's not wearing a top made out of jewels that suggests her boobs are real hard.
No. All right, so we're gonna start with sad.
How hard would
cakes
her boobs
first.
have to be to support that? I'm just saying.
Really rock hard.
Really hard.
They got it in order for her boobs to support that. I mean, not even double stick tape, I think, was strong enough.
Stay tuned for our random episode of Death Becomes Her for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, because you know that Michelle Williams on Broadway was like, "No, I can't do that."
That's why I won't see it, and that I don't have $7,000.
Yeah.
To go see it.
All righty, so we're gonna learn how to make sad cakes now.
I'm already sad.
Oh, so familiar theme music. I love how Andrew is not even watching.
He's had it.
I'm doing something.
Hello again. Today,
That's the
I'm
same
quickly
person.
putting together some sad
That's
cakes.
the same woman.
These
You
are
said that
ideal
wasn't the
for
same
using
person. That's the
leftover
same
offcuts
person.
of pastry.
I said for the making butter, it was a different person.
You're gonna. We're gonna have to watch Making Butter. Didn't we already watch Making Butter?
No,
yeah, I
we've
think
not.
we did much making
thought we
butter.
watched
No, we've
Making
We
Butter.
we have
definitely
not-
made
no.
butter.
We have
I've
not
made
watched.
butter.
We've not watched
making it
making
right
butter
now.
yet.
Wow.
So here we go.
Get the mason jar
And
and
very
shake
suitable
it all
for the
day while
servants.
you're in math.
At mass,
No.
Catholic mass.
No math.
You
You have
making
math
God
after
butter?
science, so you take your jar and you there.
And with you.
These
And
are
also-
ideal for using leftover offcuts of pastry and are very suitable for the servants' hall. For this recipe,
For the
you
servants'
will
what now?
need
Servants hall.
Is that like the boys'
That's not
hole?
what she
Pastry.
said. For the servants' hole. There they go.
and sugar.
Gotta give me that buttered
if you're
soul.
lucky.
That's it. Okay.
you want
Okay,
this
we
boys'
need
hole.
to actually back that up because
I've
you
brought
guys
together-
just missed a key line there.
Oh, did we?
I mean,
Yes.
was it that there were only
Did-
4
were we-
ingredients?
Listen to the ingredients and listen to what she says after she's done reading the ingredients.
To make sad cakes, you need sadness and cake.
Pastry, currants, and sugar. If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
She is threatening me personally. This is at me. Courtney Robertson.
So servants back during the Victorian time were not worthy of sugar in your sadness cakes, which made me immediately go, oh, that's why they're called sad cakes.
Baby, I hear the blues are calling.
Let's also
Every
let's look
time.
at the simplicity of it. Leftover
Pastry.
pastry, currant,
Famously not in cake.
yeah, currants, and sugar if you're lucky.
So she's making a currant tart. This is not a cake.
You would think that, but let's continue.
Can't wait for her to ruin my life again.
I've brought together all the offcuts of pastry and gently made them into a block, and now I'm going to roll it out.
Doesn't look like you treated that gently at all, but okay.
It's very important for a cook to know what to do with the remnants of other dishes. Cold meat cookery, for example, is an important part of a cook's job. If you work a lot with pastry, which I'm sure you do, you will know you'll get a lot of offcuts for making pies and tarts and such.
And you save those?
This is an excellent dish
Yeah, and
for
then you
using
throw
up all
them in the
types of
garbage.
offcuts.
Yeah.
Puff pastry, short crust pastry, suet pastry, all types. Most of this has come from a cheesecake I made yesterday. It's been thoroughly overworked by Sylvia, I think, and therefore I couldn't
Oh,
make
so-
it into cheese.
All right, so I
sections
think we
or
can all
some
agree
other
that
dish for the
Sylvia can
family
go right to
table.
hell.
She's dead now.
She's in the servants'
Sylvia,
hole.
Sylvia, by the way, is not the new character.
Sylvia's in the servants' hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Waiting on her fucking sad
She's
cakes.
an offcut of a person.
Yeah.
She's in the danger room for punishment.
She's in there with Marianne and the Lance.
Just chasing her around the room. The
I'm now
giant
going to
wrought
add some
iron
currants
staff.
and a little sugar. Some people add sweet spice, but it depends on who you're cooking for.
That's the name of a pimp I
Spice
knew
would
once.
do well if you're in a middle
Sweet
class
spice is my
household
favorite
and there for tea
rapper.
time. But there's no need to
If I
add
was a
it
superhero
when you're
named
cooking
Butter
for hungry
Martini, I would
servants.
have a sidekick named Sweet Spice.
Can I be sweet spice?
That's
Yes,
Ice Spice's
you can.
sister.
You can indeed.
Ice Spice's sister, Sweet Spice, is a philanthropist.
Right.
I'm now going to fold the pastry over and roll it out to
Taking a
secure the
vow
currants
of
in.
charity. Nice keystone in that archway.
Yeah,
I'm
honestly.
now going to cut out the cakes. Of course, making sure I use all the offcuts.
Okay,
So
so,
these are biscuits, to be
Yeah.
clear.
I was going to say, are these cakes?
They're cookies at worst and biscuits at best. And I'm not-
Pillsbury doughboy ass bitch.
She's making current digestives, is what she's making.
something. No wonder they're sad. Flat as hell. Dump.
Well, yeah.
I know these as sad cakes, which is the name given to them in a certain area of Yorkshire. They've got different names all over the country, but I think most people call them currant slices.
Not a
I
slice of
suppose you
currant,
could
but okay.
add alcohol or more dried fruit, but then they'd become more of a pasty. And so I suppose it would be an Eccles cake or a
Let's listen to that word again.
I suppose you could add alcohol or more dried fruit, but then they'd become more of a pasty.
Pasty.
Why are you back? You know she's gonna say shit like that.
Yeah,
called
we're
She's a
prepared.
pervert, for
My
fuck's
question is,
sake.
where is she going to put all of these sad cakes? Because that cookie sheet's about done had it.
Yeah, that's a fucking gravy tureen. That is
Yes.
not a cookie sheet.
It's not.
It's a little mini casserole dish.
You put water in it and put a cheesecake in there.
That's a gerbil's bassinet.
The bird
Big
bath.
gerbil.
A little bassinet.
And so I
She's
suppose it would be
4'6".
an
You
Eccles
just don't
cake or
know.
a Banbury cake or a Clifton cake. All the same thing, but with lots of different names, depending on where you are in the country. In a poor rural house, these would be cooked on a griddlestone.
Rural
and a griddlestone would be very out of place here. I shall bake them in the
row?
oven, so it won't take long.
That song's in my audition book, by the way. The Rural Juror song.
When you walk into an audition, are you just say, y'all want to hear rural juror?
My sad cakes
They're
are
like,
done.
no.
Is that
They
what
don't
kind of
rise,
this thing this
but
is?
they're more like a biscuit. Perhaps that's why they are a little sad. But they are very practical and very
called them
delicious.
biscuits, you dumb
Ideal
bitch.
with a cup of tea.
Called a cookie. My
So
friend.
didn't you say that, Courtney? That these are biscuits, that's why they're sad?
I said that
she acknowledged
neither of-
that.
I did it.
Yeah,
I did a history.
you beat this woman. Great.
I beat the world's slowest woman.
You guessed the pasty.
Not the slowest woman on the planet. Second.
You don't
Or as a
have to be
coupling
the
with cheese.
fastest. You just have to be faster than the Victorian ways of
I
the
should
zombies eater.
imagine
Put it on a fancy ass
But a
plate
few of
anyway.
these
Those are the
going into the
palest-
servant's hole.
into the pockets
Those are the
They're so
palest ass
pale.
cookies I've
as
ever
they
seen in
make
Why
my
would
life.
they
Those are
down on the train
underdone.
to the London
Those
house
are
for the
not
Bravehearts.
done. Those
I
are not
also
done.
Yeah.
will be going. And there we are, sad cakes, an ideal way of using up pastry offcuts and a perfect working class dish.
That is a working class dish. That is a dish that says, fuck the working class, you deserve underbaked biscuits.
I mean, she could have left him in the oven for longer at least, or brushed him with an egg or something.
Do something.
Something. Okay, so this reminds me of something. It's really relevant to the show. I don't want to give too much away because if you say it out loud, it's not funny. And so I wanted to pull something up if we can.
Sure.
Yeah, is that okay? I don't
Yeah.
mean to like take over. Or we got
No, we could get a little
Bill
breather
Gates. Along the way, they
it's
meet
gonna
a
make
wacky
sense
bunch
whenever
of
we get there.
propeller
It's gonna take a
heads
second to
and
get
are
there,
introduced
but
to the
it'll make
top
sense when we get
25
there.
features of Windows 95. The pace is fast and funny, but don't worry if you miss anything. In Section 2, we'll take you on a step-by-step review of all the Windows 95 components demonstrated in Section 1. In just about 15 minutes, you'll get a close-up view of how to work
Really
in
glad
the
they gave
new
us that
Windows
shot of Space
95
Cadet pinball
environment.
there.
And will become
you can get
familiar
that on
with the
Android now.
speed, power, ease, and compatibility of Windows 95. Finally, in our third section, Microsoft answers the 20 most asked questions about Windows 95.
All 20 of them.
So get ready for a few laughs and some great information. First up, the world's first cyber sitcom.
So I told her I'm not made
Seinfeld.
of money. You pay for the band. Your son's getting my daughter, and for pretty cheap too, I might add.
Microsoft's fifth floor. Ladies' modems, children's shareware, and our bridal peripheral salon.
Wow. Taskbars and email and shortcuts, oh my.
Taskbars and email and shortcuts, oh my. Taskbars and email and shortcuts, oh my. Taskbars and email and shortcuts, oh my.
Well, yeah.
The Wicked Witch of Windows 95.
Okay, Myra, I'll get back to you, darling. All right, bye-bye. I heard that, and you are?
This is Jennifer Aniston. I'm Matthew Perry. We're here to see Mr. Bill Gates about a possible starring role in the video guide to Microsoft Windows 95.
He's out right now, honey, but you can wait in his office.
Out.
Out.
Out! But in his absence, he asked me, his loyal assistant, Bernice Keppelman, to act as host and give you a
Ooh, that's
peek
a
under the
name.
hood at Windows
Isn't it?
95. I was very involved in the project, you know.
You?
Well, I kept asking the boss to clean up his windows, update, redecorate, cleaner views. He took my advice. Of course, I was talking about the windows in his office, and he was talking about the other windows. The operating system with tens of millions of users. Stop with the clapping.
Oh, we thought it was customary maybe to clap when entering Mr. Gates' office.
I was just turning the lights on.
So, this is where the magic happens, huh? The ground zero personal computing. The nerve center of the world's biggest software company.
It's almost as good as the
atmosphere
inspectors.
resonates with anticipation of mythical achievement.
I was about to say, I'm getting some
Unchewed
inspectors.
number 2 pencil.
Honey,
So we're watching all
soon, but if you
56
want
minutes?
the job, spend some time looking at Windows
Well, we're gonna
95.
watch as long
What
as
do
you
know
can
about the
handle it
system?
because you keep
well, I
making us
dabbled
watch
with
the
the
fucking
old
Victorian lady.
And you?
And you
Oh,
sat there
I'm-
for 3.5
I'm
minutes
still
and didn't even
mastering
question it.
Tom.
I don't give a fuck
Sweetie,
how
why don't you
long
sit in
this
at Bill's
is.
terminal?
Okay, so this is Bill Gates'
I'm gonna
computer.
stare at it. Right, I just want you to understand your mouth just wrote a check your body can't cash. Quiznos.
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 Are they called spooge monkeys or
They
something weird?
are called spooge monkeys.
Wait, are you serious?
They're literally called that. Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know they were called spooge monkeys.
They're literally called that, I think, exactly.
Oh my god.
I'm Googling it to be sure, but I'm like pretty sure.
Let's find out. Here is the history.
What you are witnessing
Of
right
the
now is
Spunk-
a commercial
Spunk
for
Monkeys.
Quiznos.
Sponge
Subs,
Monkeys.
Sponge
part of the
Monkeys.
Spung Monkeys campaign,
Spung
which is
Spunk-
without a
Spung
doubt
Monkeys.
one of the
Soft G.
weirdest commercials in the history of weird commercials.
Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the untold
I'm mad at
story
this man
of
for stealing
Quiznos
exactly one
Spun
half of my
Monkeys.
face.
We're going to find out who is
The only one
responsible for
half.
this visual abomination and why they decided to make it in the first place.
If you
Also,
can tell me
hi,
what half
I'm
it is, I'll
Death
send you a
and welcome
sticker.
back to the channel. If you have been
He's not the
following my
fake Death
content,
Null.
you may have noticed that I have not posted lately. Haven't
because of your
uploaded any new
teeth?
videos in at least a couple months. Sorry about that. I've been in the process of a move, but I'm happy to say that I now have my new home studio set up, which is actually where I'm recording this from right now. You might not be confused me.
Speaking of grammar and pronunciation, it's important to note that spung monkeys are not pronounced sponge monkeys, as they are often mistakenly called by folks, myself included until I made this video. They are called spung monkeys. According to my research, spung is a slang internet term that originated on the British message board Beta, which I'm sure Spung Monkey creator Joel Veitch frequented in the early 2000s.
You're sure?
Spung,
Quite.
or spunging, describes the
Hey.
process of photoshopping huge, unnatural eyes on images. According to one user, Trashcan Glam, the eyes should be staring at the viewer in order to
Wait,
induce
now what?
fear,
Trash
guilt,
Can
and
Glam?
terror,
Wow.
and that eyes
I'm
pointing in
learning a
quote-unquote
lot,
silly
actually.
directions
Yeah, I think I'm learning
are
more than
not
I ever
spung
learned on this
worthy.
show.
However, the
This
most
is the
famous
most I've ever
spung
learned about
creation of all
this.
time, the spung monkeys, do indeed have eyes that are not locked in an icy stare with the viewer, which leaves the true definition
I don't know.
of the
I'm
term
feeling
up for debate.
pretty stared at.
Academics and philosophers
I
may
think he
ponder
is
this question
not
until the
spung.
end of time.
No.
These bizarre rodent-like things were not created exclusively for Quiznos as mascots. They originated in a Flash animation called We Like the Moon on the website rathergood.com, which
This is
the
history
personal
now.
website of British web
I hate
animator
that,
and
but it is.
musician Joel Veitch. Somehow, the original animation is even more grating on the eyes and ears than its Quiznos counterpart, thanks to the intentionally horrendous recording quality of the audio.
Classic.
This is really good. This is very good.
This is our brain rot right here, but it's still funny.
I realized I pulled this up.
Unfortunately,
joke.
since most modern web
That being
browsers no
said-
longer support Adobe Flash, you can't watch We Like the Moon at its original
Can we get this
address,
guy on the
but
show?
you can find it on
Yeah,
the
hang
Rather
on.
Good YouTube channel. The animation was created by Joel and his brother in 2003, 1 year before Quiznos contacted him to produce commercials
who
for
took
their
that
new
picture of you
campaign.
guys?
That's Joel's voice, by the way.
It's weird.
Everybody like the movement, cause it like the
that was a picture of the lead singer of the New Radicals, but I'm not sure.
In
Not as
fact,
much
the
as cheese.
HD versions of the Quiznos Spung Monkey spots you've been seeing were also sourced from Joel's Rather Good YouTube page. There are 4 commercials in total that were produced for the campaign. We Love the Subs, Coupon, Rejoice, and Huns. All of these ads are more or less the same idea. The Spung Monkeys sing along to the tune of We Like the Moon with different lyrics each
If he
time.
doesn't talk about how they have a pepper bar.
So are a dollar off when you bring in a coupon.
Occasionally, the Spung Monkeys get a costume change as well. Something I've always wondered is, what are these creatures?
Yeah.
According to an article in
Yeah.
Slate by Seth Stevenson from
Slate
2004,
did an article
they've been
about
described
the
as
Spung
gerbils
Monkeys.
with birth defects, Mr. Potato Rats, drug-addled hamsters, and hell lemurs. In Mr. Stevenson's expert opinion, he
None of
says
which
they
are
probably
monkeys, to
best
be
be
clear.
described
Yeah.
as photoshopped pygmy marmosets. But
Oh,
personally, I think they look more like a tarsier. In interviews, it seems
Tarsier.
Joel Veach himself doesn't even know exactly what they are. Check out this interview from
at this
2004
guy.
Look at
where
this
Joel discusses his
Fucking
creation on
blasted out of his
CNN headline
mind.
He had
news.
6
Yeah, I
Red
think people
Bulls
have been
at
quite
4 in the
confused
morning.
about what exactly they are.
That
it's
is
a very
a
good
face
question.
that
I
says
guess Spung
ketamine.
Monkeys basically, you know, could be anything. The only thing I do know about them definitely is that they definitely like subs. I really quite enjoy doing things like this, and especially with the ad because the juxtaposition of those kind of rough graphics on really glossy food shots and serious voiceover really tickles me. It makes me laugh a lot. So
You have
yeah,
probably
fun.
seen that writers in the advertising world say these commercials are really going to work because they're memorable. They just, young people are
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
it
them.
really
I mean,
did
that
well
news
for
anchor is
Quiznos.
totally right. Here I am nearly 20 years later, and I'm still talking
How
about
old are
these
you, dude?
commercials. I'd also just
He
like to
looks
point
like he's
out,
about
I think it's kind of
19,
funny
so
that
that's
got a
the title
real-
of
I was gonna say
CNN
he
decided
can't
to
be
give
older
Joel
than
Veach
25.
You got a real
Quiznos
Dom Hall
creature
Gleason
creator.
thing going on this
It
one.
really
Who
does.
is this legendary
nail
creator
serum
of
do
the
you put on your face to
aforementioned
look that young?
Quiznos creatures? Well, in 2001,
Elizabeth
Joel
Bathory-ass
gave an
nerd.
interview for the website Beta.com in which he stated, "My mission is to destroy production values through swamping the online world with badly polished graphics."
I mean, I
Perhaps
support
his
that.
mission statement has changed
for him.
slightly in the 20
Yeah.
years
Where's,
since that interview.
where's he
or,
leading the
perhaps
anti-AI
not.
uprising?
Luckily
Yeah,
for us
exactly.
curious minds, Joel actually did a much more recent interview in 2017 with Lee Tyrell of the Secret Cave podcast.
He'll come
Joel
on our
goes on to
podcast.
paint a very vivid picture of how he made these commercials and tells the story of, quite honestly, one of the weirdest, most bizarre, most singular, and remarkable commercials to ever air on television.
Where that came from, We Like the Moon, it's got these quite grotesque characters screeching about how much they love the moon. And actually, interestingly, as an aside, this is a good example of what I was talking about before. That is something that I knocked out incredibly quickly.
No.
It's a song
No way.
that was improvised. It
Doesn't
wasn't
sound
even
right.
written.
Was it? No
With
way.
my brother, while we were
many
really drunk
drafts?
after a night at the pub, we came home and knocked it out. And just looking
tell.
around the room to
Oh.
kind of pick out the lyrics as we went along.
That's a
And
violent
then I
cough.
animated it the next day in a few
We've
hours.
now officially
Um,
hijacked the show, Roy.
And that
Yes.
has been
Yeah,
one of the
but-
most
Oh, this is
Roy,
interesting.
The problem
This
is
is
we
the
most
hijacked
successful
it, and
thing
then
I've
we
ever
got
made.
Stockholm
Um,
syndrome. All of it.
popular.
With-
It got hijacked and then it got
Yeah.
interesting.
And now we're
Yeah.
just watching
it
YouTube
was-
on
it's by
YouTube
far and
for
away
no
the most
reason.
We're
successful thing I've
Barstool
ever made.
Sports
And it was
now,
also one
dog.
of the
That's
least
all we
amount of work
are.
I've ever put
It's
into
like, oh
anything.
damn, Joel Veach,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, which is,
Alrighty.
there's a lesson there.
All right.
We're going
fine.
back to
Fucking
this.
Fine. Fine.
That was actually to be seriously. That was interesting
I know.
because
I'm
I've
mad.
always had questions about those
I'm mad
damn
at it.
things.
I'm upset by it. I
To
want,
be
that was
clear,
that was a torture bit that we were trying to do. That's on me, Courtney.
and it
That's
turns
on
on
me
us
finding
because
something
we got
highly
interested in it.
interesting.
And I swear to God, Roy, if you do more of this Victorian way, I will make you watch the entirety of that Windows 95 sitcom.
You
Oh
put
my-
one of ours in the hospital, Roy. We put one of yours in the morgue. baby.
Exactly.
Well,
And I've got to do
Well,
whatever I want
damn
months
it.
coming up.
Well, let's see how it go with someone different. Since-
You
like,
wait
I mean,
for December.
she makes a cameo, but it is a new person, and here's our new person.
Ah,
Fanny.
Good morning, Mrs. Crocombe.
I think I'd like some butter with herbs.
Of course, would you prefer parsley?
So this is Fanny, which, by the way, is a British slang for the front butt.
It's your shosha, if you will.
Yeah. So she wants some butter with herbs.
That,
Parsley
in fairness, is supposed to be supposedly the correct way, and I refuse to change.
So
That's it.
let's see what herbal butter she's going to make.
Herbs.
Of course, would you prefer parsley or thyme?
I think thyme.
Of course.
Thank
you, dear. Thank you, Mrs. Crocombe. Good day. Oh, I do so like it when Mrs. Crocombe comes to visit me here in the dairy. And she trusts me, you know. So I was just going to make the normal standard batch of butter today, but now she has asked for thyme butter, which is a speciality of mine. And if you would like, you can help me, but I will have to check that you have scrubbed your hands
How is
and
thyme
your nails.
butter
All right?
a speciality?
Follow
Hey,
me.
Roy, back it up. Back it up.
I was looking right at you.
I want her to look at me. I want to see how she looked at me again. Hit it from like right there.
And she trusts me, you know. So I was just going to make the normal standard batch of butter today, but now she has asked for thyme butter, which is a speciality of mine. And if you would like, you can help me, but I will have to check that you have scrubbed your hands and your nails. All right?
No, I don't like that look. I don't like it.
She's coming in with the judgment pretty freaking fierce.
She's giving you that look like she's about to say, I want to play a game.
Have you looked at my nails already? You haven't. You haven't, Fanny.
Here comes more Fanny.
Follow me.
She's got bad seed energy.
Yeah. She got Sam Neill.
I did.
You know what I mean?
There you are. Have you done your hands? Good. So the first thing we must do
Thank
is...
you.
Let's back up on that look again.
Have you
Hold
done
on.
your hands? Yes, I have, Fanny.
There you are. Have you done your hands?
That is the look of a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's is Natalia Grace really an adult or is she really a child?
Right.
We don't know.
Yes. Yeah. This is the Orphan 3.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to visit you and sleep with the docs to make sure
I
you
swear to
wash
God,
the
if it
hands.
turns out your hands haven't been done.
I swear to God, I'll take them. Put them with my collection.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'll make butter out of your hands.
Good.
With
So the first thing we must do is scald all of our equipment. So all of the utensils we are going to use. You're lucky because I have done the churn for you. All right?
God damn,
You're
she's
lucky. She's
But-
mean.
bitch.
By the way, I had to stop myself because the Carrollton antique store had one of these butter churns there, and I so desperately wanted to bring it home. And Chris was like, no. And I'm like, but it's only $15. And he's like,
It was only $15?
yeah. And that's why I wanted to bring it home. And he's like, I don't know what's been living in here for God knows how many years.
Man,
So
That's
no.
what makes it good. Butter's culture.
But yeah, no, we didn't bring it home. So
No, Chris is probably right.
Sorry, I side with
If
Chris.
you could sound
I don't
bite
side with
that,
Chris.
whoever wants it, that could be Chris's text tone now forever. Good, snip that. I got it pretty clean.
So
She's really slopping them up on
don't
this
worry
one,
about
isn't
your
she?
hands because we will have the buttermilk later on to soothe them. So once you've got your water in there,
I don't like that ex
Just
machina
cover
look
it.
What?
he's giving the camera.
Don't worry about your hands because you'll get to soothe them in buttermilk later.
Thank you.
She's a sociopath.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you she was a bad seed. She's
Fucking
fucking
Ed
bad seed.
Dane ass shit.
she's even scaring Wednesday Addams right now.
so that they are as clean as possible.
I told you. I told you.
10
this
years
was
ago, I used to work on a farm of 500 acres, and I used to have to milk the cows myself.
Level.
But here,
Really
at Orleans,
is.
the cow keeper does that for me. He brings me the milk which I then leave to settle in pans overnight. The cream rises to the top, and I scrape that off into a jug and then pour the cream into the churn. Now, I tend to pour it at quite a height so that it aerates, so that it turns quicker.
I expected her to get on a ladder. Oh, I don't need
it.
I don't
I
need
don't like
this.
it.
I don't need this though.
I hated that.
And now we're ready to begin churning.
God damn it.
So the key to making good butter is to have a measured and steady pace. We are very lucky here at Audley End House because our cows are Jersey herd and they produce the best, the finest milk. So the butter churning process can take anything up to 30 minutes to an hour, and it is dependent on the weather, amongst other things. You will feel resistance when stage 1 happens, which is the whipped cream stage.
Oh, wait.
And I'm
we're
starting to
talking
feel
about
that now,
butter,
so let's have a little look.
You'll feel some resistance when you hit the
And
bone.
yes,
I mean,
here we
stage
have
2 of the
stage
butter.
1, whipped cream.
The butter.
So I think we have probably
It still looks like
another
straight
30
up
to
paint
35
splatter
minutes to
along
go.
the edge of your chun there,
The
babe.
second phase you need to look out for when you are making butter is when it begins to turn. So you will feel a difference and you will hear a difference. And when you go
not
to
gonna
look
describe that
inside,
difference in
you
any-
will see
okay.
that the butter is now slightly powdery, so it is beginning to separate. It looks, forgive me, a little bit like baby sig. And it is quite pungent to smell.
I won't. I won't
Baby
forgive
sick.
her.
You'll
I will
never
not
forgive it.
forgive her for that.
Nobody died for your sins.
So what I'm doing, this might be a salve for Andrew. I've just been thinking about Joanna Lumley in season 2 of Wednesday because she's playing Grandmama. It's been helping.
She's playing sexy grandmama.
She is sexy Grandmama. Sexy, probably drunk Grandmama.
I know I'm a little bit of a broken record, but in my mind, I've just overlaid Uncle Baby Billy over top of her, just saying the same lines.
Go win this here dance contest, yeah. Turn the other cheek.
Now, you might be here for up to an hour, but I'll be honest with you, there are many things that can affect the butter. For example, stormy
Like your
weather,
emotions? Do
or
your
just your
emotions
own
affect
mood,
the butter?
some people say. Sometimes in the winter, we have to colour the butter. We tend to use marigolds because, quite frankly, using carrot juice makes the butter taste well, like carrot.
Chris Elliott from the haunted house movies?
Oh,
Is that what she's?
I thought
It
at
feels
first-
like it, yeah.
I thought at first you asked if she was mewing, and I was just like, I don't
I mean,
think
she
she's
doesn't
mewing.
need it. Her jawline is like a razor blade.
Yeah.
And it will come for me.
Yeah, it's from
The razor
chewing
blade with
human
my name on
bones.
it.
It's for getting the marrow out of human femurs.
The third phase you need to look out for is when the buttermilk and butter separate. Now, you will hear this inside the churn and you will feel it. And I think we're ready. Let's have a look.
You don't like that look either.
Yes, we're ready.
Good
So the
God,
next
it's
thing
like
to
a
do is to
nightmare
drain the
barrel.
buttermilk.
Eli Roth.
There comes the buttermilk to smooth your hands.
Then I will remove the paddle and then scoop out all of the butter. It is then washed in spring water and then drained.
Do you want spirochetes?
Now you get them.
Oh. Oh.
And
See,
you know
you
they
all
have some
thought
sort
Miss-
of fucked up use for that water.
See, you all thought Miss Crocombe was bad, but no, Fanny here.
No, be clear. Miss Crocombe is bad.
Yeah.
She's just
But
not
she's-
evil from
Yeah.
the devil.
Yeah, she's bad. This bitch, Fanny, is a Cenobite.
She's literally a Cenobite. She's coming for me. She knows my sins.
She's looked through you.
Yes, straight through. She saw my inner self.
Probably says like nice veins or something.
Ugh. You look like you have exactly the right amount of skin.
There you are. Thank you for being
Sorry,
so
I've kept you
patient.
chained to this
It's just
wall,
it
but
takes
it was
about an hour or
necessary.
so to have all of the water drain out of the butter. And it's important that we do wash it because we don't want it to go rancid. Then you can add salt, or as Mrs. Crocombe asked me earlier, thyme for the herbal butter. So what needs to happen now is for it to be patted. And these are the butter pats which we scalded
Those
earlier.
are not for the butter. Those are
So the
for
best
you.
thing to do is divide it into more manageable sized chunks because you don't want to make a mess.
Oh, Lord forbid!
She hates mess. She's got real Annie Wilkes energy.
Yeah.
Like so. And then just patting it to get rid
Don't know what I thought she meant by
of any
patting.
excess liquid.
I'll be damned.
That's chopping.
I hate it.
Oh,
That
God.
sucks.
This is the stage where we add
Sucks.
salt or any other ingredients.
If you put $1 in her tip jar, does she have to sing a song for you?
Save George Strait while you make thyme butter, you idiot. That is not very much thyme and a lot of butter.
Oh, yeah, you know she's a dominatrix when she's not doing this job.
She'll
So,
make butter out of you too.
Here is the normal butter that I make every single day here at Audley End House.
Every day.
Just salted
Every
butter.
day.
I guess I would
And
become
here
a
is the
Cenobite
butter
if
that
I made
Mrs.
butter
Crocombe
every
asked me to
single-
make this morning, made
You
with
put 4
thyme.
hours of your day doing
here-
this. Yeah.
Is the butter that will be going up to the top table for Lloyd and Lady Braybrook. As you can see, I have used 3
I
separate
turned it
molds.
into raviolis.
And there we have it. Butter made here at Audley End House, courtesy of Lord and Lady Braybrook's Jersey herd.
And I've never been caught.
Jersey hard.
Jersey hard.
I can't. She'll never be caught.
So who's
No.
worse, Miss Slocum or
Fanny.
Fanny?
Fanny. 1,000% Fanny. You did this
Here's,
on
here's-
purpose.
here's the good news. This is the only video so far to feature Fanny.
Thank God.
Has anybody ever seen Fanny and Jack the Ripper at the same time? Just a question. Just a question. I've seen From Hell.
All right. So you guys deserve a palate cleanser. Here it is.
Is it Quiznos?
Is it the Windows 95 sitcom?
Yeah, is it Quiz?
No, it
is
is not.
Is it
It's
the
actually-
Spung Monkeys
Do
as
we love the subs?
Chandler and
It's something
Rachel?
very funny. You guys will actually like this. This is
Have I eaten
this
at a
is-
Quiznos?
I don't know when
Am
the
I
last
a
time I've eaten
Quiznos?
Quiznos.
I've definitely, if I have, it's been less than 5 times in my life for sure. I'm not sure if I do love the subs.
I've never
That's what
actually
I'm
been-
asking myself.
You know, now that I think about it, I've never actually been inside an actual Quiznos shop.
I?
I've always been at the mall, so I don't know of this pepper bar that they speak of.
Do I,
I do.
love the subs?
You do.
I think I
Alrighty.
do.
You
Here we
do.
go.
I'm Julia Child, and tonight you're in for a treat because
I feel
I've got
nostalgia for this, and I've
Julie.
never seen it.
I know. I'm like,
I know we're all looking forward to your interesting delicacies.
Right, and to start, I need to try this other bottle of Bordeaux.
After all those Harvey wallbangers and those Mai Tais we had, now this?
Whatever happens, Julie, never apologize. Oh, what's in here?
the main problem I have with this is it's not apparent that Julia Child is 7 feet tall.
Right, right.
Tofu?
Yes, Grandma Trixie eats scrambled tofu on toast.
Okay, first of all, it's not that bad, you
My
guys.
grandma eats pig's guts.
Miss Child, I hope you're
Interesting.
joking.
No,
Hmm.
she
Hmm.
eats it.
Simply add Trixie seasonings to the tofu, along with your favorite things, like... this is your part here, dear.
Well, I don't have my glasses, so just put in lots of other vegetarian stuff, and you pound it.
No, you don't pound it. You...
I'm drying lettuce.
Can't you just chillax?
Not before I introduce the Chicken Sisters! Miss Broiler, Miss Roaster, Miss Fryer, Miss
When you've
Hen.
quite finished.
Hey, watch it, sister. Come
Mm.
on, Julie, have some lard.
Yo, I
with
don't know. I
globs
don't know.
of butter.
Am I being punked?
And have a liver
I'll
omelet.
put a stop to this.
Good old nostalgia.
Thank you and good night.
Nostalgia for something I've never seen.
Yep. Somehow there has to be a German word for that.
Yeah, there is definitely a German word for that. Or Icelandic, maybe. So,
But yeah, their whole set of videos are fantastic. There's the ones with Ann Miller are absolutely hilarious.
okay, man.
ex-
We saw the whole internet today, is what we
Yeah,
did.
we took a journey.
Especially if you look up the one where Judy Garland has a intervention with Ann Miller because she's a hoarder. That one's hilarious.
Judy Garland staged an intervention, you say?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess if anybody has some experience.
She would know. It takes one to know one, is what they say.
Oh, she has the help of Liza Minnelli also to do it.
Oh, it's like a blazer with no trouser.
Yes.
Elijah. Sorry, I'm watching season 5 of Drag Race right now, so I'm in the shit with all these weird references.
And before we go,
Oh Lord, what are we doing this time?
Why are you ruining the best song that's ever been made, Roy? Jesus Christ.
Shakira doesn't deserve this.
Oh, she does. Isn't she some sort of a Brazilian Nazi now? Did she do something bad?
Oh, did she do something bad?
someone just got very bored online and did this.
Yeah, they did.
This isn't boredom.
It's
This is illness. Anytime you want to stop it, it's fine.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All
Um,
right. All right.
Now, the only thing I think of when I think of Shakira now is that guy on TikTok that is always walking away from the camera dressed as something. And they say, "Hey, were you the thing?" Yes, exactly. And he's like, "Oh my God, is that you, Shakira?" And he turns around and goes, "La, la, 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 la." It keeps going, and it's incredible. He's this tiny little guy, and it sounds completely stupid and like it makes no sense. And I'll never find it on YouTube
It
ever.
is one of the most stupidest things, but it is also absolutely fucking hilarious.
He also does one as Elphaba, which is really good. Oh my God, is that you, Elphaba? He goes, "Ah!" And it's like,
All right, gang. Okay, that's enough
on
torture.
that note,
On that note, let's end the torture. Oh God, it's not letting me end the torture. What
been
the
an
hell?
hour.
Fanny is in the machine now. Fanny is in the machine.
Oh
Stop
God,
the recording!
she got it.
Stop the recording, seriously.